Good evening, everyone. I'm Michelle. Welcome to Stretch. So equipment, a mat, maybe two, folded blanket or towel to put under your knees or sitting if you have tight hips. A block, stack of books, again, not necessary, just maybe a little helpful for those who are like me who are a little tight. So we'll start coming down to a hands and knees position. And big toes together, knees as far apart as you can get, as wide as the mat, maybe a little further. Sinking your hips back towards your heels. Extend your arms out front, place your forehead on the mat, and tuck your chin like you're holding an egg between your chin and chest. I'm taking a few moments here and breathe into that lower back area. We're gently releasing our hips here, stretching through our back. And if it's right for you today, rock your hips side to side. Doesn't have to be a big motion. Just try to get them closer to your heels. And let that hip rocking come to rest. And if it's right for you, gently nod your head side to side. A couple more times. And let that nodding come to rest. And then pressing into that left hand, raise your right arm and thread it through underneath towards the left. Palm can be up or down, coming to rest on that right shoulder. And if you can, your right ear is on the mat or just the right side of your head. Stretching out our shoulder, side body. And your arm should be right in line with your right shoulder. To come out of this, engage your core. Press into that left hand and raise your right arm back up to starting position. Using your right hand as a stability point, raise your head slightly and thread your left arm through to the right. When you can't reach any further, place your left shoulder on the mat and your left ear or the left side of your head. Stretching out the left shoulder, side body. To come out of this, engage your core, press into that right hand, and bring your left arm back to starting position. And walking those hands in so that the hands are touching. Ideally, your elbows can touch, mine cannot. And bring your hands straight up, stretching out your lower back. If this is too uncomfortable, you could fold your arms and place your head on your folded arms. But we're stretching out our upper back here. And just breathe into it. And then go ahead and straighten your elbows, release your palms back down to the mat. And then go ahead and walk up to a hands and knees position. So your knees are right under your hips. Hands underneath your shoulders. Belly button in and up. And as you exhale, tuck your chin and chest into angry cat. And as you inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, chest, and tail. Exhale, tuck your chin and chest. Try to roll through every vertebrae. And inhale, drop your belly, lift your chin, chest, and tail. And keep moving through however it's comfortable for you. Your toes can be curled under or the tops of your feet to the mat. It doesn't matter, whichever is more comfortable for you. Stretching out our back, neck, abdominal area. And after your next inhale, return to that tabletop position and really engage that core. If you need your blocks, we'll be stepping through for a hip flexor stretch. So coming to your knees and then stepping that left foot through. You want your left knee over your ankle and bringing your hands to the mat on either side of your left foot. If you need your blocks so that your heart can shine forward and you're not hunched over, grab it. If your left knee is trailing over, walk that right leg back. Get some extension. Sink your hips so your hips are driving towards the floor. Roll your shoulders away from your ears and extend your chest forward. Here in a low lunge, our knee is down because it really stretches out the hip flexor area. You could lift your right knee up. That's a little more strength. This is a little more stretch. Keep sinking your hips and extending forward. Releasing through those right hip flexors. Left thigh release. Breathe. Medium effort here. This isn't like when we're in a HIIT class and we're going all out. Medium effort, no pain. Couple more breaths here. Becoming aware of your left leg. We're going to come into a half split. So start straightening that left knee and sinking your hips straight back, not towards your heels, but back as you come up on that left heel. Heart shines forward and you can bring your hands with you. If you need the block, you can bring the block with you too. Keeping your shoulders away from your ears, left toes pointing straight up, sinking your hips behind you. So imagine you're creating some tension between that left flexed foot and then your hips driving behind you instead of down towards your heel. So now we're getting that stretch in the left hamstring, calves. And just breathe into it. If it gets to be too much, you can start bending that left knee a little bit. Couple more breaths here. And then go ahead and start bending that left knee again, placing the left foot back on the mat. Back into that hip flexor stretch. See if you can hit your hip, sink your hips a little lower. Extend your chest a little more forward. And then we're going to bring that left knee back to meet the right. Coming back on our knees and stepping that right leg through so that your right knee is over the ankle. You need your blocks. Put your hands so you can stay extended. We want that length in the lower back. And then if you find that you're hunching or that right knee is trailing over the toes, start walking your left foot back. Sink your hips, shoulders away from your ears, heart shined forward. Left toes can be curled under or flush to the mat, up to you. Nice left hip flexor stretch, releasing through that right thigh. No pain in the lower back. Nice lengthen spine. And chin felt parallel to the floor. If you're looking up, you're actually maybe compressing your ability to breathe a little bit. So just keep a nice natural alignment with that neck. A couple more breaths here. Becoming aware of that right leg and the right knee. Start to lengthen through that right leg, sitting back with your hips, not down, and then lifting your right toes, flexing that foot, bringing your hands with you, heart shines forward, kicking out through the right foot and lengthening through those hips. We're focusing on extension. And breathe into it, medium effort, becoming breathy. You need to clench your jaw because it's painful. Back out of it. Focus on lengthening. Breathe. Couple more breaths here. To come out of this, start bending your right knee, placing your right foot on the mat. Bringing your hands with you. One more time, see if you can sink your hips a little lower. Heart shines forward. And then go ahead and the right knee is going to meet the left. And we'll take another child's pose here before we roll over on our back, big toes together, knees far apart, reach on through. And then however it's comfortable for you, come to a lying down position. And your legs are extended right out onto the mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Egg between your chin and chest. And palms face down on the mat. Zip your legs together and flex your toes towards the ceiling. Lower back pressing into the mat and become aware of that right leg. And as you exhale, lift that leg up. And as you inhale, slowly lower it back down. And be aware of your left leg. Slowly as you exhale, lift it straight up. And inhale, lowering it back down. And the right, maybe you want to do it for a 3 count up, 3 count down, and left. And keep moving through however it's comfortable for you. I'm using a 5 count. Keep kicking that heel out. Couple more. Your knees can be slightly bent, that's okay. And next time your left foot comes to the mat, leave it there. And bringing your feet onto the mat. Knees to your chest. Separate your legs slightly. And then you can grab the outside of your feet, your toes behind your thighs, and bring your flexed feet to the ceiling. So flexed feet drive towards the ceiling, and your ankles are stacked over your knees. And you can bring your legs as wide as you can comfortably get them. And you're creating tension here by pushing away with your feet, pulling down with your hands. Knees are driving towards your armpits and the floor next to your armpits. Getting a nice shoulder stretch here from the tension created. Groin stretch, hamstrings, releasing through the thighs, and breathe. And imagine you have that egg between your chin and chest. If you're having trouble with your neck, it may be because your chin is pointed straight up at the ceiling. And if it's right for you today, you could rock side to side. Keep flexing those feet to the ceiling. And if you're rocking side to side, let it come to rest. Engage your core. Egg between your chin and chest. Flexed feet are going to come right up to the ceiling. So let go of your feet. Flex feet to the ceiling. Wrap your hands around your hamstrings, your calves. Some of you may be able to touch your toes. As long as you have that medium effort here. You can bend your knees. They don't have to be straight. If you're holding on to your toes, you may want to hold on to your calves. We're going to release through our shins and calves by pointing the toes and flex. 2, flex. 3, and keep moving through that pointing and flexing. And maybe rotate your ankles around. Doesn't matter what direction. We're going to be going the other direction any second. And reverse the direction. And let that ankle rotation come to rest. Legs stay where they are. Release with the arms. And bring your knees to your chest. And hugging those knees in so you can have them wrapped around your shins or your thighs. Inhale, exhale. Hugging those knees in. And on your next exhale, bring your nose to your knees and hold it there until you feel the need to inhale again. And when you feel you need to inhale, release one vertebrae down. Egg between your chin and chest. Holding on to that right leg, releasing that left leg flush to the mat, grounding down through that left leg. We'll do that one more time on each side. Exhale, inhale, and on your next exhale, bring your knee to your nose to your knee and hold it there until you need to inhale. And when you need to inhale, slowly lower down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. And go ahead and bring that left knee in. Release that right leg so that it's flush to the mat, grounding down through that right leg, hugging your left knee in. Exhale, inhale, exhale, Hold out the exhale as you bring your nose to your knee. When you need to inhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Go ahead and extend that left leg back out. And then roll it over onto one side, and we'll be coming to a seated position with your legs extended out right in front of you. Zip your legs together, kicking through your heels. Hands can be right next to your thighs, and whether or not you can actually place your hands on the mat is pretty much a function of how long your arms are. If you have shorter arms, you may not be able to get it down. So kicking through those heels, bringing that right knee into your chest, hugging it in, kicking out through that left heel. If this is right for you today, stay here. Otherwise, pick up that right foot and place it on the opposite side of the left leg. Sitting on those sits bones, kicking out through that left leg. Left arm hugs right leg. Right hand comes right behind, thumb touching your tailbone. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting from your torso to the right. Head is last. Hugging that right leg in, and breathe. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, maybe you can twist 2 more inches to the right. Stretching out your hip flexor here, your hips. And to come out of this, engage your core. Head turns to the front, body to the front. Go ahead and pick up your right leg and bring it over on the right hand side. And then go ahead and extend that right leg out. Shake it out if you need to. Kicking out through those heels. Bend that left knee and bring the left leg to the mat. Go ahead and pick up that right leg, left leg, and bring it over to the right, only if it's right for you. Hugging that left knee with your right arm. Left hand comes right behind you so that you're not leaning back. We're still sitting high. Hugging that knee in, twisting from the torso, then the ribs, chest, head is last. And breathe. Couple more breaths here. Kicking out through that right leg. To come out of this, head turns to the front, body to the front. Go ahead and pick up that left leg, pick it up and bring it on left side, and then extend it out. Shake your legs out if you need to. And then go ahead and kick through those heels again, toes are straight up, bending that right leg. So you bend your right knee and place the soles of your right foot on your left thigh. And let that right leg fall open, squaring your hips to the front. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, start walking your hands out, folding from the hips. And when you can fold no further, let your head hang. Stretching out our lower back, releasing through the hips. Get a nice hamstring stretch on the left side. And keep focusing on lengthening through your spine more than folding. Breathe. Couple more breaths. And then start walking your hands back up. Lengthen the right leg out. Go ahead and bend that left knee and bring the left sole of the foot to the right thigh, kicking out through that right leg, coming back on those sits bones, sitting tall, folding from the hips, start walking your hands out, lengthening through that spine. And then when you can fold no further from the hips, then we let our head hang. And keep on focusing on the extension. The crown of the head is reaching towards me. Couple more breaths. And then start walking the hands back up. Lengthen that left leg back out. Shake it out. And then however it's comfortable for you, coming to a standing position. Just stretch out the lower back a little more. So go ahead, separate your feet. Placing your hands, I'm going to turn to the side, on your thighs, sitting your hips back, belly in and up. So your head's lengthening forward, sits bones behind you. And imagine you're bringing your right elbow and shoulder to your left knee. And come center, left shoulder to right knee. And keep switching sides, however it's comfortable for you. Make sure your knees are bent to protect your lower back. You feel a nice shoulder stretch here, back stretch. And next time you finish with the left side, come back to center. And we're going to gently roll through that back. So come up, punch. And before you come all the way up, gently release back down. Tucking that chin and slowly come up. And gently back down. One more time, up. And next time you're down, stay down. Maybe your hands can come to the mat. You can grab your block, whichever is comfortable for you. Knees are slightly bent. Let your head hang, rounding down through your feet. Maybe you want to hold opposite elbows. Another release through the back. And then go ahead and release those elbows. Soften your knees. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Couple deep breaths here. Bend your knees. Inhale the arms up. Exhale the arms down. 2 more times, bend your knees. Take in oxygen. Inhale your arms up. Exhale down. 1 more time. Bend your knees. Take in oxygen. Hold it. And let it go. Thank you so much for joining us for Stretch. Have a wonderful evening.